Hello, today I'm going to be analysing an Anti-Mage game I played last night. The background for this game, I was playing with everyone except for Skyraf in Unranked party. I was on about 25 hours of being awake when I played this game. So yeah, let's see what happens. I decided to go mid this game, because I kind of had to play mid with my friends, and mid's my natural role anyway, and I quite enjoy Anti-Mage mid this patch. The enemy picked the Shadow Demon, which is a classic counter to Anti-Mage. In the early phase of the game, you just go to Anti-Mage's lane, use Disruption on him, and then burn half his mana with his own illusions, and deal a lot of damage. Turned out to be a Shadow Demon mid this game, which was interesting. He's not that amazing against Anti-Mage in a 1v1 lane, as there's not really any kill potential for him unless Anti-Mage really messes up. But it's still a pretty annoying hero to deal with. They also ended up picking the Luna after the Shadow Demon for that synergy. But looking at their lineup, they do really only have one core. Likewise, so do we. But our Doom is much more capable of farming than any of their cores. Besides Luna. I've just got Stout Quelling and I'm going for the one early Wraith Band, I think. And then probably looking up to pick up a Magic Stick against Shadow Demon to deal with the Shadow Poison spell. He's skilled level 1 Shadow Demon, which I don't, level 1 Shadow Poison, which I'm not a big fan of, because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage and it costs a lot of mana, so I generally don't try and spam it until I'm level 3 in the core role. I skilled Mana Burn level 1 here, which I think was probably a mistake against Shadow Demon, because you generally want to try skill it as late as possible, so his disruption counter does not go into effect. However, in the mid lane, being able to burn the enemy hero's mana is quite important. And at some point later in the lane, I managed to burn almost all of his mana, which left him pretty much incapable of harassing me out of lane for a while, which helped me get some early last hits. I was able to dodge a couple of Shadow Poison stacks there, which was nice, but I think a better Shadow Demon would have hit those, so I might have needed to buy more regen. I skilled Spell Shield level 2 just so I could get the bonus magic resistance against the constant spam from him. So I don't think I'm threatened enough to need to blink before I get level 3, which is already now. I realize he has no mana and I can safely right click in there before I use myself, so I try and get as much harass off as possible before I blink back and use myself. Right now I'm trying to just make sure he has 0 mana so he can't cast anything on me, which lets me lane fairly easily. Abilities, I go to check the top rune here, and it's a haste rune. I think I use this to get some free harass on him. Because he has 0 mana, my damage output isn't very high now. So what I'm doing here is right-clicking him from outside of tower range, and with the haste rune I'm able to get in range to get the attack off before the tower aggroes onto me. Because if you attack a hero outside of tower range, it takes 2 seconds before the tower actually starts hitting you. Whereas if I was inside the tower range when I attacked him, the tower would have instantly started hitting me. So I got 2 or 3 free hits off of there because of the haste rune. I've clicked on his inventory and seen he has a mango. So even though he has no mana, I still need to be threatened because he can always mango and use a spell on me.
First blood. Thanks and have fun.
First blood.
I bought a stick and more regen here, and I've just finished my first Wraith Band. Let's look at the last hits. I am beating him out on last hits, mostly because Anti-Mage has a much better animation and higher damage with my Quelling Blade and Mana Break. Also, I think I was a slightly higher ranked player than he is.
is not for thee.
I've decided now, because the game doesn't seem like it's going to go well early, and that we're probably going to lose our other two lanes, to just rush a Battle Fury straight up. Because I don't expect them to pressure me that much, so I feel like I'm fairly safe just farming my Battle Fury as fast as possible. I got a DD rune here, and I believe it turns into a kill for me. I do end up dying because my own illusions burn my mana, so I'm unable to blink away. Because otherwise I would have had the blink in a couple of seconds. However, it's definitely worth it for me because he didn't get any experience and I got 3 times as much gold. Well, double as much gold. I bought myself a mango to help deal with the mana burn, so even if I do get mana burn down to 0, I can still use my mango and have enough mana for a blink. The Shadow Demon fake casts the disruption and his ultimate on me several times in this game, baiting out my spell shield. I'm not sure if I ever got a spell shield off successfully on the Shadow Demon because he was expecting it the whole game. I go use Shrine here because I got 3 Shadow Poison stacks on me, and trying to fight the Shadow Demon at that point would have just been dumb. I think I go AFK here. Oh no, this is when my computer explodes and I get a blue screen of death. Let's fast forward through this, pause. I've used my Quelling Blade to cut through the tree to start farming jungle. Because the lane's not very fun. Everyone has very low last hits in this game, mostly because the lanes are quite rough for everyone. There's a lot of harass being traded. I get another haste rune here.
Haste!
I consider going top, but looking at their HPs and the heroes I have and the heroes they have, I feel like it would probably be a waste of time. The chances of getting a kill are fairly unlikely. I used my haste rune to just hit him a few times under tower, and as soon as I saw the animation for disruption, I used my spell shield and then just backed off. I think I may die here. No, I'm fine. So, because of those deck charges, I was able to survive through all of his spells and just use another shrine. However, both shrines are down now, so I need to play fairly safe because he can just harass me a lot now, and without enough regen I had to go home. Again, my spell shield gets baited out there and the Slardar rotates, but after he uses his initial bash and I'm able to outrun my own illusions, I can easily blink backwards and I'm fine. I've gotten another point in spell shield here. I've forgone getting any more points in mana break, so my illusions aren't as effective as against me. And I've got another point in blink as well. I think I'm going to max blink from here on out, so I can farm as quickly as possible and just constantly have it up to be able to escape their ganks. I've gone for the Ring of Health first here. Just to help me sustain more in lane and jungle. I thought there was a chance we could kill him here, but because he's a surprisingly tanky hero, with over 1k HP already, it didn't end up working. But we did burn some mana, maybe forced some attention from the enemy team, and didn't commit a lot to it. I made sure not to let those illusions burn all my mana, because that would have made farming a lot hard. I held my spell shield there after seeing him fake out his spells a lot previously. And he ended up not getting anything off of me. Now I'm just trying to pull the creeps away so I can farm them safely. Unfortunately, I missed the last on one of those melee creeps, but I should get the rest of these. The reason I didn't go boots or treads here is because I was having a fairly rough lane and had quite low last hits already. And I felt like if I didn't get the Battle Fury as soon as possible this game, then their kill potential on me would have been too high. And it may have ended up delaying the Battle Fury a lot if I died a few times after buying treads or brown boots. Because they don't have that much kill potential on me. Slardar can't really kill me. Shadow Demon is the scariest hero. Shadow Demon plus Slardar might be able to kill me with higher levels. That's about it. Here he purged my DD rune, which was a very good play by him. But we were able to kill him with the Doom, which was great for us, as he's probably one of the more farmed heroes on their team.
Whether accidentally or on purpose,
I tried to block this Venom so my Rubik can get in range to cast Telekinesis. Fortunately, he goes for the Fade Bolt first and goes through with the full backswing animation. But I'm able to get my Mana Void off anyway.
Consider thyself.
Probably thanks to him spamming level 1 ward a few too many times. Which I don't recommend you doing, because they die in one hit. I tell my teammates to use their mana here, specifically Jakiru, because he has a lot of... he's using a shrine with essentially full mana, and wasting it all. Rubik also could have used a Fade Bolt. Efficient things like that, that's important to do. I brought my Battle Fury recipe now, so I'm able to purchase my Battle Fury as soon as possible by buying the Demon Edge from the secret shop personally, without having to wait for the courier to deliver a 300 gold recipe. This is a good play by the enemy team. Shadow Demon starts rotating around and they just sit Slardar mid to try and farm his Blink Dagger. And I just want to push out this lane and then go jungle, but Slardar being there, just constantly walking up and trying to bash me, makes this a lot harder than I wanted it to be.
Haste.
Surprisingly, he never cast his ult on me. I feel like it would be quite easy for him to ult me, despite my spell shield, but he never even tried. One thing he could do is just get a guaranteed bash on me and then cast the ulti while I'm stunned, and I have no chance to react, but he decided not to go for that. Because of the rough lane, my last hits are a lot lower than they usually would be in a game like this. I can't remember the picking order, but I don't think I did pick Anti-Mage into Shadow Demon.
Killing spree.
Most lanes are actually fairly easy for Anti-Mage to get a lot in,
Double kill.
because he's quite a hard hero to harass out of lane because of spell shields and the fact that he often just rushes a ring of health. You can also always buy a bottle, as Anti-Mage with the blink has great rune control. Maxing out spell shield second here because their team has a lot of magical damage, and I just don't want to. I want to be as hard to kill as possible in this stage of the game, and again make Shadow Demon's Disruption illusions weaker. I blink away here because Slardar stunned me, and previously in the lane he hadn't used any spells aggressively on me, so I felt like if he is stunning me, there's a chance he has backup, so I just blinked away towards the rune. Unfortunately it wasn't top. I could have gone for the Arcane rune here. I was planning on going for it after this camp, but unfortunately Shadow Demon was heading straight for it. I probably could have gotten it and then gotten away, but it would have been a bit of a risk because I didn't know how close Shadow Demon was to it. However, Arcane Rune Shadow Demon is very strong, and denying that would have been great. I could go for the bottom bounty runes here, but again, because I can't see where their team is, I'm quite scared. I see these two heroes here, and they're moving as if they see me, so I just wait until they're barely out of range of casting their skills and then blink away. I wasn't sure if they had vision or not, because of the way they were running at me made it kind of feel like they did. But if I was in that situation and I was running at hero uphill, who I knew could see me, I wouldn't. So I was a bit confused. I've got my Battle Fury here. 15 minutes isn't the best timing without any boots or treads, but I've gotten it and I've only died once so far. Now I can really start accelerating. Luna's had a fairly free game so far. Luckily the net worth advantage for them isn't too big. And I'll probably make this back to an even game quite soon, if a lot of dying doesn't happen.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant structures are fortified. They must have seen
I make sure to cast my spell shield there, so Lion can't use any stuns on me. Unfortunately, I make the mistake of TPing out here on the high ground, not paying attention to the enemy hero's location, and Slardar just walks up and bashes me. If I clicked on Slardar, I would have seen that he had a bash ready to go, and I would have known he could have done that. I should have just continued running, blinked one more time, and then TP'd out. That was a big mistake for me. You really don't want to die right after buying your Battle Fury, because this is where you really need to accelerate the game and your farm.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fast forward to another pause.
The Dire's poor top tower.
We lose a fight mid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I believe I die again here. However, I've clicked on the Lion and the Venomance, and I've seen the Lion has no mana, so I ult the Lion, I get a double kill. It was almost a triple kill. Unfortunately, what I didn't see was Shadow Demon was on the other side of these trees waiting for me, and as soon as he sees me, he banishes me, and then follows up with a Meteor Hammer, which he's just purchased. I haven't seen this combo before, but it's actually quite good.
Dominating, I guess.
And the Slardar stun at the last second means I had no chance to react or blink out.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Not my fault. Oh, cover your eyes. Dire's bottom tower is taking a drubbing.
The Meteor Hammer was a nice choice against Anti-Mage,
Storm doors
as you don't have a lot of
in
lockdown on your
place.
team.
Structures are fortified.
And the Meteor Hammer, I cannot spell shield away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Slow motion for some reason. But I'm feeling quite annoyed at this point because I've died twice right after buying my Battle Fury, and I've only been able to farm about 900 gold since I bought it. Maybe 1200. I've finished my treads now, which makes it a little harder for the enemy team to kill me. And will increase my farming speed quite a lot with the movement speed from boots and attack speed and damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Haste.
Here, I ask my teammate to give me their ward, and I make another very foolish mistake of blinking right into the enemy jungle to go and place it. Unfortunately, I react too slowly to the lion as I don't see him when I blink initially, and I'm unable to get my spell shield off. I think if I'd cast stick there before trying to cast blink, I would have survived. But after all, already having messed up, I wasn't thinking very clearly. Now I've died 3 times right after buying my Battle Fury, and this has made the game a lot harder than it needed to be. If I just played a lot more passive, then I think I would be in a better spot. I think going for the double kill mid was fine for me. And that death was acceptable, but the other 2 deaths were not acceptable and shouldn't have happened.
The Dire just can't resist attacking Radiant's top tower.
Also, because I've died so
Radiant
quickly,
must summon the spirit to defend the top tower.
consequently, I have no TP, so I'm missing out on more farm by having to blink out of base. I really want to play on the enemy side of the map now that I have my Battle Fury, and try and force the enemy team to rotate on me so my team can try and catch up in our jungle.
Mega kill.
I
Double
start
kill.
by cutting
Mega
top
kill.
wave and then
Oh no.
setting up for the both bounty
Dire's
runes.
top tower
I could hit the tower here,
can
but
its end be
hitting the
drawing
tower at this
nigh.
stage is quite risky without my Manta style and when I can't see the entire enemy team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Able to get both bounties and a DD here. If I see an enemy hero, then I can fairly easily solo kill them with the DD. Lion is a very easy solo kill. There's a chance I can kill Luna, Shadow Demon. I can also kill Venomancer, but Shadow Demon will be quite hard to kill. I use my spell shield so they cannot lucid beam or amplify damage me, and then I'm able to safely blink away. I then hide in a little nook in the trees rather than continuing to run, because I don't know if there's an enemy hero here, keeping to the tower, coming to stun me. So I just wait in a place where I know they can't see me, and then blink to the opposite side of the Roche pit, where I know it's safe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't end up getting any kills with the DD, but I'm able to farm a little bit faster because of it. I'm saving my stick till I actually need it to avoid death. I could upgrade this to all ones, but I think getting my other items as fast as possible is more important in this game. And as I'm trying to avoid fights as much as possible, there's a chance I won't benefit from the extra 10 charges. Because of how far behind me and my team is, I'm forced to farm our jungle a lot, which is not something I really want to be doing as Anti-Mage. I want to be pressuring the enemy side of the map, but because the enemy team can kill me fairly easily at this point, I still have sub 1k HP on agility treads. It's still quite scared. We get a free Slardar kill here because he's farming by himself and we can see the entire rest of the enemy team. Luckily I got the last hit and he got a kill streak. I finish off the tower and I decide the enemy heroes are coming, and despite being one hero up on them, I don't think it's a safe fight for us to take due to their lead. So I just go ahead and cut the creep wave while I know they're distracted with my team. I then find a nice ancient stack in their jungle, and after taking the tier 1 tower and cutting creep wave, which disables them from pushing, I'm able to take this ancient stack. I get a little low on HP taking it, so I blink away lest I die to neutrals.
Attacking Radiant's top tower.
I see the Luna coming with the ward and blink and TP away as soon as possible. Luckily they didn't try to push there because their creep wave died. If I hadn't gotten so low to the Ancients and I didn't see Luna coming back, I would have tried to cut the next spawning creep wave. At this point, I made the grave mistake of putting food in the oven before starting the game, and the food was ready and I had to get it out. So I tried to pause the game as long as possible to eat. I'm quite surprised the enemy team waited as long as they did, to be honest. These Ancients are very annoying for Anti-Mage. I've seen a lot of Anti-Mages who are farming mid, get ganked, blink away, land in an Ancient camp of the Prowlers, and then just die to neutrals. Because the root is very annoying. There is a point, however, once you've got Manta style, where you can more or less kill the camp before they have a chance to stun you. And at most they'll get their AoE minus armor ability off. I don't use my blink here to blink into the wave. I think I missed maybe one last hit because of that. But blinking into the wave when I can't see 4 of their heroes is too dangerous a move. So I walk up, so I have my blink ready to escape if I need to.
Is running out for Dire's middle tower.
I finally finished my man style, which makes me a lot harder to kill. I have about 400 extra HP on agility or intelligence threads. I also have more kill potential on heroes like Venomancer and Lion and Shadow Demon, as maybe now there is a chance I can burn Shadow Demon's mana before he's able to cast spells on me. However, he can always disrupt one of my illusions and get 2 of his own. I'm able to take the tier 1 top because I see the enemy team fighting mine. Most importantly, I can see the Shadow Demon, who is the scariest hero on their team for me at the moment. I decide to go and cut their creep wave here, so they are unable to push anymore. Luckily, it's far enough away that they're unable to stop me. I then go into their jungle, farm this hard camp, and then proceed to cut the next creep wave, destroying any chance they have of pushing. This is the catapult wave as well, which would have been great for them. Because I've killed their creep waves, I have no reason to TP back. We might take some tower damage before backdoor protection kicks in, but I think that's a necessary evil this game as we're so far behind. I've caught up a lot on net worth now, and Doom is also farming quite well, which makes the game easier than it could be if Doom was completely shut down. But because of the nature of Devour and the hero in general, he's never going to be too far behind. I can see they're doing Roche here, so I take the opportunity to just push this lane as far out as possible and get a free tier 1 tower. I decided to go Scardia straight after my man style. It's seeing a bit of popularity at the moment. I believe RTZ goes it quite a lot. I saw Cancel also buy it. I'm not sure what their reasoning is entirely, but my reasoning is Anti-Mage really wants a stat item after his man style, so he's just hard to kill. Study kind of gives a little bit of everything Anti-Mage wants at this stage of the game. You get the slow to try and chase heroes down, which is kind of acts as a pseudo basher, and is a nice bit of lockdown. If I'd had the Scardi though there, I think I would have killed the Vener. Here I see a Lion walking in by himself, and I'm confident I can kill him before he does anything. So I just blink on top of him, cast Spell Shield, and he instantly hexes himself, and I get a free kill. Lion is one of the easiest heroes for an anti-mage to solo kill, especially a 5-position Lion who's not going to have any HP items or items to help him escape, like a Glimmer Cape or Full Stuff. Also, because I'm playing with players who aren't the highest skill level myself, I can safely assume the enemy team also has players of the same skill level, and that's generally going to be the supports. So I'm fairly safe to assume that Lion is going to fall for that every time at Hex or Spike himself. I finished my Scardi now thanks to the tier 1 tower and the free Lion kill. And I've finally overtaken Luna on the network, and my last hits are starting to accelerate a lot. I go to cut another creep wave here because I can see the enemy team and I feel safe.
Dire's bottom tower is taking a drubbing.
But yeah, the Skadi gives a lot of stats. It gives a bit of damage, a bit of armor, a bit of HP, and a slow before you bought your basher. Sometimes you don't want to buy your basher early, or you feel like other items are more important. So having the Skadi slow to lock down heroes a little bit is quite helpful. Here I cut the top creep wave and then blink. I planned on blinking down, but I couldn't see the enemy team, so I decided not to. So I just go for the bottom creep wave instead, which is much safer for me at the moment. Not being able to see their team. I heard the Luna TP noise there, so I blink into trees and just wait, and I end up blinking down because I still can't see any of the enemy team, and TPing over to my side of the map. It's important to play the minimap constantly as Anti-Mage. The easiest way not to get ganked is just know where the enemy team is and make safe assumptions of what you can do before they are able to respond. Here I know Luna's bottom, and they're probably behind the Luna as they're doing a fairly full protect bunny strat. So I just head top, cut another creep wave, and I tell my team to push in mids and that they're all bottom. We end up getting 2 tier 2 towers off of this, while the enemy team only gets 1. The enemy team is probably going to pressure our base after this, but at least we're getting as much as we possibly can out of it. I asked my Jakiro to go cut their bottom creep wave here. I think I do it instead. I could have killed the mid creep wave first, but I felt like it was very important to kill this bottom creep wave as they're pushing there as 5. As our Jakiro is dead, and I feel like it's quite unlikely that we're able to push here, I decide to just go for the Rax trade. Luna gets a triple kill in her base, and this makes me much more reluctant to TP back. I also don't have a TP score, which is a big mistake on my part. However, luckily I didn't need it here. I'm able to get the Rax before Luna TP's back, and because Luna has no kill potential on me, I'm able to safely go top, kill that wave, and then blink back mid as she chases me and kill mid wave as well. By now I see the enemy team is all missing and they're probably heading back towards the base, so I blink away. Having successfully killed 2 more creep waves, prevented their lanes from pushing up. Let's fast forward for another pause.
Tis mine.
After pushing out the waves as they spawn, I'm able to farm through their jungle. And after claiming a Rax and many jungle camps and creep waves, I'm able to complete a full butterfly.
Haste.
Because the way the game is going at the moment, I felt butterfly was more important than Abyssal Blade this game. For several reasons. One reason is Slardar's has a chance to miss me during his bash hit, which makes me much harder to kill. Also, Shadow Demon's illusions of me can't hit me and burn my mana as easily. Luna's right clicks won't be hitting me. Also, it gives me a lot more raw damage potential and ability to hit buildings and clear out waves faster. The armor is also nice against their team, as Butterfly gives, I think, 5 armor. I do queue up the Abyssal Blade next though, because I understand that I need it to be able to solo kill their Shadow Demon, Slardar and Luna. I've kind of plateaued the game here by trading Rax, and I'm now constantly keeping all of their lanes pushed while my team is able to safely lead their base and get some farm on our side of the map. Luckily, my Doom was able to farm as much as he has here, and is keeping the 3rd place on the net worth chart, despite being quite far behind the Luna still. Whereas other heroes that can't farm as efficiently as Doom would probably be much lower on the net worth, like the Skyriff Mage in this game. We did have a very strange draft this game with a safe lane core Skyriff. That was the one player we weren't playing with in party. I finished my basher here, and I want to go to the secret shop to sell my stick and star shield as soon as possible. I considered going for the Vanguard instead of the basher to be more tanky, but I feel like the immediate kill potential was more important this game, and I was tanking off already. I was planning on attempting to kill the Slardar here with my blink, but I got the creeper instead, so I decided to kill it. I then blinked on the Slardar, but didn't get a hit off, so no bash. I just used my Manza to harass him. I used my spell shield 2C in here. And again, I made the mistake of TPing way too early. If I continued running and then blinked again, I would have gotten away fine. But unfortunately I don't, and I die without buyback, which makes the game very scary for our team. I then gesture loudly and annoyingly with some pings that my team needs to push bottom lane as soon as possible, because it's the only lane that's pushed in right now. I told Jakiro to go cut the creep wave with Macropire. And then also cut mid creep wave, so it's as hard for them to push as possible. The casting Macropire there was good, but unfortunately he aggroed the creeps. Which means they're not going to walk straight through the Macropire and die by themselves. So he had to cast another spell and then missed out on cutting the mid creep wave as well. So I just tell him to cut the next one.
Middle tower has fallen. We all saw it coming.
Our Rubik is also pushing in the bottom. But I told her to just TP back.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
Because right now,
Debacle.
the game just needs to be held as long as possible by my teammates until they respawn. And as long as my teammates don't die, and we don't get mega creeps, we're still in a good place in the game, despite my feeding. Tell my Chikiro to go buy a TP from the side shop, and now that I've respawned, they should be backing, but they are not, which is a good mistake on their part. My Doom Pulse B can be a little early, but I'm able to just blink into the enemy team, spam my spells, blink in and out. There's a BKB wasted on Slardar. They also seem to think one of my illusions is real and finger it. I'm able to get a free kill on Lion, blink out before the Meteor Hammer hits me. That is one of the weaknesses. You have a fairly small timing window to actually get the Meteor Hammer off. Right now I'm just trying to distract their team as long as possible so my team can deal with this Luna. I think full BKB duration was wasted here. And now I can just safely go in and out of the fight repeatedly and kill them all one by one.
Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill.
And now after safely pushing them back and defending our last set of racks, I finished my Abyssal Blade. I'm quite low on mana here, but because my Jakiro has Greaves, I'm fairly confident that we probably have mana boots on Rubik. Yeah, I'm fairly confident once I group up with my team again, I will be able to get it back. I just try and push this lane up as soon as possible and try and force buybacks. I end up forcing 3 buybacks. Luckily, Slardar buybacks just before I blink away, which is really good for us, as now if we kill any of those 3 heroes, we can just push down the lane. I TP'd a bottom shrine and put my Manta and Skadi in my backpack because there's the stat giving items in my inventory that give intelligence. And then use the shrine to get my mana back. And push out the only unpushed in lane, bottom lane. I blink past this creep wave though, unfortunately. As Anti-Mage is a hero it's so important to always have mana for your spells. Spell Shield, Blink, and Mana Void. Mana Stellar Abyssal, etc. It's important to trade switch, as you do gain a tiny bit of mana each time, but that tiny bit is significant in the long run when you're constantly casting skills. I'm able to cut both of their creep waves as they're doing Roshan here. And then I right click the tower just by having backdoor protection to attempt to force TPs, and I do end up forcing a TP before I blink away. I can see 4 of their heroes, but the 5th hero is not shown to me. Sardar shows, I just blink past him because I can see the rest of the heroes hit the tower a bit to attempt to force more rotations back. I then use my Mad Spell to dispel amplify damage, or what's it called now? Corrosive Haze, and then blink away. I see the Luna is out of position here, because I know Slardar is bottom, or was bottom, and I now know Shadow Demon is bottom as I can see him. And chances are he TP'd. So I, looking to go for the Luna here. I think she's backed, but then I see her icon on the minimap. Luckily I'm able to divide through this initial burst, jump on top of the lion, and kill him instantly.
Mega kill.
Then I blow up the Venomancer. And because their most important hero on the team, their Shadow Demon, is not here, they lose this fight quite handily with my entire team in the area.
They're unstoppable.
Just got several nice multi-hero ice buffs. Now we're going to end up killing all 3 of their big cores without buyback, which essentially cinches the win for us.
My favorite kill is the monk Rampage.
Rampage was nice as well.
I almost got that in my last bot match.
Because of my stat heavy build and high amount of armor versus their team, and Anti-Mage's naturals, counter spell, spell resistance, the majority of their damage being magical is a big weakness for them against me. I gestured to my team that we need to just go throne here because we know 3 of them don't have buyback. And the only hero up is Lion, who is no threat to us.
While we're on the subject, Dire's middle barracks
And make sure to go and kill their spawning creep waves so it doesn't delay ours at all getting into the base. Then the plan is to just kill the tier 4s and win the game. I queue up a rapier here just in case, for whatever reason, we don't get the tier 4s in time. I get a free kill online with casting spell shield before I blink in. There's no possible way he can stop me killing him. I swap on my trades, as at this stage you don't need boots on Anti-Mage because you can just blink every few seconds. My talent choices, by the way, I went the magic resistance from counter spell, 25% extra this game, because they have so much magic damage and I just needed to provide that visual burst. I also went both the blink range talent and the blink cooldown reduction talent, so I can just weave in and out of fights as much as possible. And yeah, that was a fairly rough game for the first stages, but because they had very low kill potential on me with their heroes, and they fell behind on farm quite a lot with their every hero except Luna. Shadow Demon, he only got a Shadow Blade and a Boots Travel and an Aether Lens as addition to his Moody Hammer he got so early, and he only had 106 last hits despite being their mid-core hero. I think he could have farmed a lot more and had a bigger impact in the game if he was able to get something like a Hex, but he decided he needed to just be more of a protecting Luna hero. But I think ultimately that made the game very hard for them. Also, they were very quick with their buybacks at the top racks, and despite getting Roshan after that, we were able to kill the Luna twice and the rest of the heroes that brought back, and team wipe them. And because they had no buybacks, it was an easy game. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you want more. Thank you very much. Goodbye.